देशतारिणे नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्या देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा प्रभुपादा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा नित्य गौर हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So today we are going to summarize the chapter 6 Dhyana Yoga. So in the Dhyana Yoga, Lord is explaining how to meditate or how to absorb or how to samadhi in his consciousness. So last week we learned about sannyasa or karma yoga. Yesterday, the chapter 5. So there Arjuna asked various questions. Which is better? Karma yoga is good or sannyasa is best? And the Lord explained various levels. Nishkama Karma Yoga, and 3 doers, and liberation through meditation on super soul, and supreme bliss and inner peace. So the last slokas he was talking about the supreme bliss and inner peace. How to get that one, the supreme bliss and inner peace, that we are going to learn through this chapter, Dhyana Yoga. So in this Dhyana Yoga, just I divided into small pieces. First one is 1 to 9, sloka 1 to 9. Lord is explaining the progress of Ashtanga Yoga, how we can progress in Ashtanga Yoga, what is the different levels and the different steps of Ashtanga Yoga. And 10 to 32, Krishna is speaking how to practice this Ashtanga Yoga. And from 30 to 36, Arjuna and this is conversation between Krishna and Arjuna, how to control the mind, I'm unable to control, and what will happen if someone fall down in the path of yogi, in the path of Ashtanga Yoga or any yoga process, what will happen? And among all the yogas, what is the topmost yoga process? That is the final conclusion. So let's start with progress in Ashtanga Yoga. Lord is telling that what is meant by Ashtanga Yoga. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Anashritaha karma phalam karyam karma karoti yaha sa sannyasi cha yogi cha na nirganair na chakriyaha. So who is meant by sannyasi? One who unattached the fruits of work and who works as is obliged in the renounced order of life. And he is a true mystic, not he who lights no fire and performs no duty. So in the previous chapter, Arjuna asked, renunciation is good or performing the work is good? So here, Krishna is telling that who is a real sannyasi? Who is a real sannyasi? Unattached the fruits of his work. So one should not attach the fruits of work, and he should perform his work. Not like that, I am a sannyasi, I don't do any fire sacrifice or I don't do any duty. That's it. I am the renounced order. No, the renounced order means unattached the fruits. One should not be attached to the result. That is a real renunciation. So further is explaining Nishkama Karma Yoga has 2 parts. One is sannyasi, the second one is yogi. So sannyasa means renounced, just renounce the results, not the clothes or not the dress. The renunciation means it's not like a growing beard or wearing saffron clothes. No, that is not the sannyasa. Renounce the results. You should not be attached with the results. That is the sannyasa. Another one is yogi. Who is yogi? Controls his mind. Without controlling the mind, if anybody is performing yoga, that is not a yoga system. That is just, you can consider something else, like some breathing exercise or something else. In yoga, one should able to control the mind. So in this chapter, majority of the slokas are talking about how to control the mind, which is very, very flickering. So here we discussed about the sannyasa, right? So people may have a question, what is sannyasa? Sannyasa means we have a 4 varnas, 4 ashramas. The 4 ashramas are brahmacharya ashrama, grahastha vanaprastha ashrama, sannyasa ashrama. Here ashrama means taking the shelter of the Lord. So all 4 are taking the shelter of the Lord. Sometimes people may ask, what is the best ashrama? All are best. Nothing is, one is less or one is high. If you, when all are the best, if you engage all your activities in the service of the Lord, in under the shelter of the Lord and his activities, then all are the best. If you are doing any of these without the shelter of the Lord, then that is not a ashrama. That is parishrama, only hard labor. There is nothing related to the God. So here we have, if you take a human being is about to live 100 years as per the scriptures. So the first 25 years are divided into brahmacharya. Brahmacharya ashrama, one has to maintain celibacy and learn the Vedic scriptures, spiritual knowledge, and as well as livelihood. Then grahastha ashrama, after brahmacharya ashrama, with the permission of the spiritual master, one should enter into the grahastha ashrama. Grahastha ashrama to serve better the Supreme Lord, along with the wife, and to beget the kids, to engage them in Krishna consciousness. And then 50 to 75, vanaprastha ashrama, detached from the family life and do more activities in vanaprastha towards the God conscious activities. And the last stage is sannyasa, 75 to 100. If brahmachari is enough capable, he can go directly sannyasa ashrama without going to grahastha ashrama. So these are all 4 orders. 4 orders are all state of the mind. We need to renounce. If you see the gradual process, if you take at the end of the life, you should completely renounce, completely detach from all these karma bandhanas, all these attachments, all these families, everything. You should be slowly detached and completely absorbed in the Krishna consciousness. So further, Krishna is explaining what are the different levels of this Ashtanga Yoga. Technically, the Ashtanga Yoga is starting is Yoga Aruksha and ending is Yoga Aruda. So this again divided into 8 levels. That's why Ashtanga Yoga. Ashta means 8. So there are 8 parts in it. The first part is Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, then Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, and Samadhi. Samadhi is the topmost. So one should be completely absorbed in the consciousness of Supreme Lord. The first 4, Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, or these 4 are launching pad. So from there, the real process, the real concentration, the real focus will start. So Yama means what you should not do. Niyama means what you need to do. Asana means how to you need to sit. Pranayama means how you need to take breath. This is a launching pad. Usually, if you go any outside yoga studio, they will come to only this pranayama level, only launching pad level. From there, you need to go further levels. But unfortunately, they don't teach that one. How to connect, how to absorb completely in God consciousness. Yoga means linking ourselves in the consciousness of the Supreme Lord, linking ourselves to the Supreme Soul. That is the yoga. Yoga means separation. Yoga means connection. So we need to connect ourselves into the Supreme Lord. So these are all the 8 steps. We need to, whoever would like to process, whoever would like to go this Ashtanga yoga system, they need to follow all these things. They cannot come directly into the samadhi state. Some people will do samadhi. I want to become a samadhi. Samadhi means completely absorption in the Supreme Lord. Not like that, I want to dig a hole and sit there and somebody has to close it. I will be samadhi and they will call me as some Swami or some Baba or something like that. No, that is not the samadhi. Samadhi means completely absorbed in the consciousness of the Supreme Lord. So here, if you take a little bit more, the yoga means don'ts, the regulative principles. Niyama means what are the prescribed duties, prescribed activities. Asana means how to pranayama means breathing exercise. So breathing exercise is also very important. Breathing exercise will control the mind. No doubt about that. Our body is combination of 3 elements, kapha, pitta, vata, as per the Ayurveda. The vata is controlled by the air movement. So that's why if you take a deep breath, you will feel some relaxation. The mind will be relaxed. You will relieved from the anxiety. So these breathing exercises will calm down your anxieties. No doubt about that. And then pratyahara. So from there, it will start a real process. Pratyahara means withdrawing the senses from the sense objects. So that means you need to start controlling your senses. Usually, Prabhupada used to say, people practice different yoga systems, but they will not be able to control their mind. They will not be able to control the mind. Prabhupada used to say, people go for yoga studio, and while coming out of the yoga studio itself, they will smoke, they will do ganja, they drink, all the stuff. So then what is the purpose of doing such kind of yoga? So yoga means one should be able to control their mind. Otherwise, that is not yoga at all. And then dharana, fixing the mind on the Lord's form. And dhyana, intensified meditation on the Lord. Samadhi means completely absorption. So these are all the 8 levels. So we'll go one by one. So here, what will happen if you are not able to control your mind? What will happen? So the mind is a very dangerous element. Krishna is telling that Atmaiva he Atmano Bandhur Atmaiva Ripur Atmanaha. The mind is the friend of the conditioned soul and his enemy as well. So we have to be very careful with the mind. Mind can be a friend or mind can be an enemy. If anybody, successful person, either devotionally or either materially, that means he is able to control his mind. He is able to control his mind and he was able to focus his goals. If somebody is not able to focus his goals or his process, whatever, either it is bhakti or either it is outside materialistic activity, then his senses will not be under control and his mind will become an enemy. He cannot reach his goals at all. So we have to be very, very careful about the mind, how to make our mind as our friend, not enemy. So if you're not able to make your mind as a friend, then all addictions will start. So this the mind is a very important factor. Yeah. So it can be a friend or it can be an enemy. So if you are not able to control your mind, so many addictions. Nowadays, everybody is suffering this mobile addiction. Without mobile, they cannot survive with all these electronic gadgets. So what will happen if they are too much addicted with this mind? All negative impacts will come into the mind, and negative impacts on your body, negative impacts on your job, all negative impacts. So if you go further, Facebook addiction. So many people are not able to control their mind. Just they want to hang around all this social media, Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, all these things 24/7 without any other activity. People simply engage it. So these are all great addictions. And here, if you see, how can we control the mind? If you see this picture, anybody can identify, there are 5 elements are there. What are those? Here, many are there. There are 5 horses and different persons are there. Can someone share your opinion? What is this picture talking about? Okay. So here, these 5 horses are presenting 5 sense objects. Like if you take the first horse is eye, the second nose, third ear, fourth the touch, the fifth tongue. So these 5 sense objects are the root cause for the mind deviation. And these 5 horses are controlled by the rope, the ropes. The rope is here compared as a mind. So these 5 objects should be controlled through the mind. Otherwise, mind will go here and there. Like suppose these 5 objects will take you here and there. Like my eyes will say, I want to watch this movie. Ears will say, I want to hear some music. Tongue will say, I want to eat something. Nose will say, I want to smell. The skin will say, I want to touch something. So with these 5 different horses, the mind will get pulled here and there. Okay, I want to go there. I want to go here. Just it will go run here and there. And the chariot is compared as a body. So, and the person on the chariot who is driving, that is intelligence. And who is sitting on the chariot is soul. This mind has to be controlled by intelligence. What will happen if you do not have intelligence, if you are ignorant? Then you will follow the mind and you will follow the senses. No control on it. So how can I get the intelligence? How can I become more intelligent person? And how can I control my mind? And how can I control my senses through that? The process here is we need to get that intelligence to the scriptures and through the acharyas and through the hearing, through the process of Shruti and with the association of the devotees. So with the association of the devotees, we will get intelligence. Oh, this is not good. Oh, this is good. I should reject this activity. I should accept this activity. So like that, you will get intelligence. So if you want to get a strong intelligence, then you need to take a more association with the scriptures and more association with the devotees and more association by hearing that. By hearing that, all ajnana will go away, all ignorance will go away, and you will be enlightened with the light. Then you should be able to control your mind. By seeing all these things, the soul will get bewildered. So the main factor here is the control of mind is intelligence. One should develop that intelligence first. So how can we get that intelligence? By associating the devotees. So whoever is a controlled person, how he will be like a yoga ruda. We saw that, right, in previous slides. In the topmost step in the Ashtanga yoga is the yoga ruda. So how yoga ruda person will behave? Yoga ruda person will behave controlled mind. He will not run here and there. He is very focused on what he is doing. And attained Paramatma. He can easily focus on Paramatma and he will get inner peace. Inner peace. This is very, very important. Inner peace. Bhagavad Gita is telling that Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma Nasochati Nakankshati Samasarveshu Bhuteshu Madbhaktim Lavade Param. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma, who is a self-realized person, is a Prasannatma. He is a very blissful. Why? Nasochati Nakankshati. He doesn't have any desires and he doesn't have any lamentations. So if you, the peace disturbance factors are two. Number one, too many desires. Desires always disturb. The bad desires will disturb you more. And number two, if the desire is not fulfilled, you will get lamentation. These two are the peace disturbance persons. So if you are able to control these two, automatically you will get peace. So with that peace, he will be very, very stabilized. Sitoshna Sukhadukkada. He will be neutral, even though he has so many problems, or even though he is so luxurious, he is very stable. Even though honor, dishonor, he will not react on them much. So, and he will have an equal vision. He will consider pebbles, stone, gold, all are in the same platform. And he will consider everybody is same. There will be no enemy, there will be no friend. All are same. That kind of level he will go. How it is possible? If you take distress and happiness, actually, there is no distress and no happiness. That is just a feeling. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is telling that the material misery is like a dream, in the dream, cutting the head. So in the dream, if you get a bad dream like somebody is cutting your head, does it has any value? No, just that is just one few seconds or few minutes of that feeling, but you are remain same. Similarly, in this material world, all happiness and miseries are like that. It's temporary. You are the soul, you are not this body. Whatever the distress or whatever the misery is coming to the body, not you. That is temporary. So you don't need to worry much. And equal vision. So he will have a complete equal vision. He will not discriminate. Oh, he is a rich person, or he is a poor person, or he is a beautiful, or he is ugly. He will not discriminate. Why? He is seeing in everyone's heart Atma and Paramatma. So as per their karma, they are getting different bodies. So why I need to discriminate? No discrimination required. So he will be very, very elevated stage. So he will not discriminate between the persons and between the objects and between the situations. He is a very, 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 very self-controlled. Then how to practice it? Practicing is a little difficult. You need to sit in a proper posture. Your sitting process is very important in yoga. Like kusagras. You need to sit on a kusagras with a covered with a deer skin, soft cloth, and it should not be too high or too low. And your neck, body, head should be straight line. In that state, you need to sit and you need to meditate on the Supreme Lord. And if you see in Dhruva Maharaj pastime, Dhruva Maharaj was looking for the God. Why? Because one day Dhruva Maharaj want to sit on the lap of his father Uttanapata. When he sat on his father's lap, his stepmother Surichi pulled down him. Hey, you are not allowed to sit on your father's lap. Only my son can sit on the Uttanapata's lap. This Dhruva Maharaj went and asked his mother Suruchi. Suruchi told that, what can I do? Your father is attracted towards the Suruchi, not me. So only the solution is we need to pray to the Supreme Lord. He can give some solution. Then Dhruva Maharaj started searching for the God. He went to the forest and he was looking for the God. He's asking everyone, are you God? Are you God? Are you God? Then by seeing his inquisitiveness, Narada Mahamuni came and he explained the process, how to realize the Supreme Lord. He explained how to sit, how to control eating, breathing, drinking, all those things. And with that meditation, after a few months of this meditation, the Supreme Lord appeared. But you need to have a proper place. Like you cannot do Ashtanga Yoga or this deep meditation in this busy, huzzy-buzzy lifestyle. We need to go in a deep forest, in a secluded place. No one should not disturb you, and you should be very pure and clean. Then you should have a controlled mind. Even though once we go and sit on the meditation, we should not get distracted. We should not think about, oh, how my wife is doing, or how my job is doing, or who is taking care of my property and all. And you should be fearlessness. You should not fear. You should not have any fear. What will happen? Some elephant may come, or some snake may come. So not like that. You should be very, very fearless and celibacy. He should control his genitals and he should focus on the Supreme Lord only. Srila Prabhupada says that for this yoga, this Ashtanga yoga is not suitable. Why? Because people are short-living. People will live very short age, like 100 years. Supposed to, in this Kali Yuga, the average lifetime supposed to be 100 years, but people are not living. They are living only 65 years. In that 65 years, half of the life is for sleeping, and early childhood is up to 10 years. You will be busy with all your play activities and education and all that stuff. and after that you will be busy with maintaining the family and growing kids, and after that you will become old age, and you will not have enough strength to go to the forest and meditate. So because of short lived. But whereas in Satya Yoga and those yogas, people used to live 100,000 years. They used to lead a family life like 10,000 years or 20,000 years, and they'll go to forest. They used to meditate on the Supreme Lord. But for this age, for this current Kali Yuga age, this Ashtanga Yoga process is not recommended, because we do not have such kind of places, or we cannot we do not have enough lifetime to practice this much of a tedious process. So for this age, prescribed duty is Harinam Sankirtanam. Kritaye dhyayato Vishnu, Tretayam yajito makai, Dwapare paricharyam, kalo tad harikirtanat. So in Krita Yoga is prescribed for meditation, prescribed for Kritaye dhyayato Vishnu. Meditating on the Supreme Lord is the prescribed duty. And Tretayam yajito makai. In the Treta Yoga, performing the yajnas are prescribed. And Dwapare paricharyam. In Dwapar Yoga, doing the deity worship is prescribed. But Kalau Tad Harikirtana, in the Kali Yuga, it is prescribed only chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Why? Because that is easy, everybody can practice without any difficulty. This Ashtanga Yoga is very difficult. Even Arjuna is also expressed the same in upcoming slokas. So what will happen after constant practice? How long it will take? So after, you need to, after certain number of months, if you practice this one, you should be able to control your eating process, sleeping process, work, and your recreation. So in the 17th sloka, the yogi must be able to control these four. The yogi should not eat too much or too less, or he should not sleep too much or too less, or he should not work too much, and or he should not work less. He should be not do much recreation and no recreation. So he should be able to control all these four factors. And after practicing all these things, how the perfection will come? Arjuna is asking. And Krishna is telling that after practicing this yoga for years and years, then you will be steady. How you will be steady? The lamp, suppose you lit a lamp, if there is no wind, it is very steady and it will always upwards. There will be no shaking or no disturbance to the lamp. Similarly, whoever practice this yoga process, their mind will be very steady and no jumping here and there. And he will get unlimited divine bliss, freedom from all miseries. So, as I told you, the bliss will come if you get rid of unwanted desires and unwanted lamentation. So once you have the bliss, then once you practice this yoga, you will free from all the miseries. You will not even consider those miseries, even the miseries are there. The practicing this yoga system is not so easy. Here, if you see here, there is a sparrow, and it is trying to dry out the ocean. So there is a nice pastime. One time, a small sparrow laid down eggs on the bank of an ocean. The ocean, with the waves of that ocean, the eggs are went into the ocean. And sparrow came back and see that there were no eggs. And it is asking the ocean, give me back my eggs, give me back my eggs. But ocean is not responding. But sparrow is very determined. She wants to get back the eggs. What she is doing, she is trying to dry out the ocean by collecting the water from her beak. See here, if you see, a small hole she made, and she is trying to dry out the water. Everybody is laughing. Hey, what is this guy is doing? Ocean is a very big, and how a sparrow can empty it out? It is not possible. But the sparrow is very determined, very determined. By seeing the determination, the king of the birds, the Garuda, saw that and very much appreciated how determined the sparrow is. So determined. I should help this sparrow for sure. Then Garuda came and she asked the Samudra Deva, you should give back the eggs to the sparrow, otherwise I'll punish you. Immediately Samudra Deva got bewildered and he gave back the eggs to the sparrow. So what we can learn from this pastime is, the sparrow is very determined. To control the mind is very difficult. But if you are determined, the Supreme Lord within you will help you. So the determination is the very, very important. If you do not have determination, you cannot achieve things. So even though the controlling the mind, the yoga process is difficult, but sparrow is trying to do that with the determination. Sometimes in the world, if I say anybody, Prabhuji, please practice this Krishna consciousness, or please chant, or please come to the temple, people may feel, oh, it is a very difficult process. This yoga, or focusing on the Lord, or chanting, or going to the temple, or taking association is very difficult. But if you start somewhere, wherever you are, start from there. You don't need to be a great yogi or a great self-realized person. Start from there, wherever you are. With the determination, if you do, Krishna will show the path, and Krishna will help you to perfect in that process. So like a sparrow got a help from the Vishnu's carrier, Garuda. Similarly, we will also get the determination or the support from the Supreme Lord. So the perfect example is Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, everybody was thinking how one can preach in Western countries. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told that Prithivite Acha Nagaradi Grama Sarvatra Haibe Prachara Miranam. Prachara Haibe Miranam. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told that all over the earth, my name will be glorified. By reading that, Prabhupada want to preach all over the world. But all his God brothers, they were laughing at Prabhupada. How it is possible? Just he's trying to do, which is unachievable. But with determination, Prabhupada traveled to America at the age of 69-year-old. And he was able to establish ISKCON and preach thousands and thousands of people. So Prabhupada started ISKCON with 5 people. So if Prabhupada thought, oh, this world is completely waste and everybody is confused with so many bad habits, there is no point to preach these people. It's useless task. If you would have thought, there will be no ISKCON or there will be no pure devotees in this Kali Yuga. But Srila Prabhupada preached with a great determination. The determination, whole world is practicing Krishna consciousness. Similarly, whoever want to practice any yoga system, they should be very determined. And the determination is very important. Without determination, nothing will work. So controlling the mind is a science. You need to practice it. The lesson is, you need to practice it. First, you need to consider yourself separate from the mind. Then try to control it. Sometimes people will think like that, mind is me. No, you are not the mind. You are the spirit soul. Mind is a different entity. So the minute you understand senses are different, mind is different, intelligence is different, body is different, the soul is different, then you can easily control. If you feel that I'm the mind, whatever mind says, I will go. No. You are self, you are you are soul. You are not the mind. The next, whoever have this realization, Ashtanga Yogi will get Paramatma realization. We have 3 levels of understanding of the Supreme Lord. The first one is Brahman realization. The second one is Paramatma realization. And third one is Bhagavan realization. The Ashtanga Yogi will meditate Paramatma in his heart. So with that, he will see Paramatma everywhere. In everybody's heart, in Paramatma. So in that way, he will realize. That is the second level of realization of the Supreme Lord. And further, after hearing all these things, you need to sit grass, or you need to control this your mind, you need to control your thoughts, you need to practice so much. Then Arjuna told that, Yoyam yogas tvaya proktaha. Oh, my dear Krishna, you are telling very difficult one, which is impractical. I cannot do this one. Sitting in a secluded place, focusing on the Supreme Lord, breathing, all these things is not practical to me. Arjuna himself is telling that it's impractical. Who we are not even near to Arjuna. Arjuna, he conquered everything. He conquered sleep also. That's why he is also addressed as Gudakesha. Even though if you don't sleep, you don't feel any tiredness. Such a powerful hero. He himself gave up this process. I cannot do that. What he told that, Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramadi balavadrudam tasyaham nigraham manye vayureva suduskuram. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna. My mind is chanchala. Mind is going super fast. You are all sitting in this class, but your mind is not here. Your mind is somewhere else. Mind will go faster than the wind. Wind may have some 100 miles or 60 miles or 50 miles speed, but mind, millions of miles. So you are all thinking here, you may think somewhere in Russia, or you may think somewhere in India, or you may think somewhere other planet. So mind is very fast. And chanchala. Chanchala means no stability. It will go here and there. Pramati balavadrudam. It is very strong. How much strong? Tasyaham nigraham manye. I can able to control Vayur. Vayur means the wind. But I am not able to control the mind. Controlling the mind is not so easy. So, mind is like a monkey. In the scriptures, it is compared the mind as a crazy monkey. How crazy monkey? Markatasya surapanam. Not an ordinary monkey. Monkey, drunkard monkey. Tasya vrushika damashanam. And on top of it, a scorpio bite in this monkey. Tanmadye bhuta samcharo, and also ghost hunted. So, yada tadva bhavishyati. So mind is like that. Mind is like a monkey which is drunkard and which is snake bitten and which is ghost hunted. Monkey itself is not control. But on top of that, if all these additional qualifications, it's too much. No one can control the mind. That much difficult to control the mind. So as per the statistics, every day, mind will get 60,000 to 80,000 thoughts. That means per minute, thousands of thoughts. So mind is full of thoughts and full of different thoughts. So how can I control the mind? It's very difficult. Arjuna himself gave up. Krishna is telling that, Arjuna, don't give up. It is possible. How? By suitable and repeated practice and detachment. So, you need to practice, and then detachment. You need to develop these two. Then easily we can control the mind. That's why we try to, in our Bhakti Yoga process, in our Krishna consciousness, we do repeated chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we will control the senses by chanting this mantra repeatedly. How? This mind can be controlled by mantra. Man means mind, Tra means who is the deliverer of the mind. So if you are chanting this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, all these senses automatically engaged, busy, senses are busy. So it won't take your mind here and there. So if you're chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, majority of the senses are engaged. Like if you're chanting, your tongue is engaged. While chanting, you will hear, so your ears are engaged. And while chanting, you will roll your japamala, so your skin touch is engaged. So the majority of the senses are engaged. So automatically mind doesn't have any other engagement. It can be easily practiced. In our Bhakti Yoga, in our Krishna consciousness, we do that process. So Krishna is telling that any yoga, if you do repeated practice and detachment, you can easily control the mind. So at Abhyasa Yoga Yuktena, so you need to do Abhyasa. You need to do practice. Then only you can control the mind. Then Arjuna asked a question. What will happen? This uncontrolled, unsuccessful yogi. Suppose a yogi practiced a few years, but he was not able to come to the stage, come to the perfection stage. What will happen? Is it like a raven cloud, no gain, nothing? So Krishna is explained with Arjuna asked with a proper comparison. So if you take a cloud, if a small cloud attached with the big cloud, then only it will be useful. With the wind, it will give the rain. But if the small cloud separated and by the wind, it will flew away. There will be no existence. Is it like that? If I don't gain, if I don't get the ultimate perfection, all my efforts are waste. What is the use? Then Krishna is explaining, don't worry. If you are not reach the perfection level, you are not the loser. Yoga brashta bijayate. Suchitam simatan gehe yoga brashta bijayate. After short practice, if you left, if you drop, if you could not continue, or if you fall down, you will take birth in a aristocratic family, or in an aristocratic family, or in a rich family. You will take birth in an aristocratic family or in a wealthy family. Birth in a righteous or a wealthy family. If you are practicing after long practice, then you will take birth in a yogi's family, great Acharya's family. Prabhupada explained, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura and Prabhupada, they comes into this category. So you will take birth in a great yogi's family, so that you can continue from there. So your efforts in the yoga process, in the bhakti process, any yoga process is not wasted. It will continue. It will give a benefit. But if you do anything in this material world, if you are not completing that project is useless. That doesn't have any value. So, but whereas in the bhakti process or in the yoga process, there will be no waste. It's all useful only. Even though if you lost some part here, the next life it will be continued. It will not become waste. So here in the conclusion, we have many yoga process: dhyana yoga, ashtanga yoga, karma yoga, bhakti yoga. There are many are there, but among all the yoga process, bhakti yoga is the topmost. Prabhupada write one book, Krishna consciousness is the topmost yoga system. Why? Because other yogas will not make you perfect, and it will not make you so fast in the path of understanding the Supreme Lord. If you take karma yoga, just you are engaging your activities. There is no jnana, or there is no bhava, and there is no feeling. And in the dhyana yoga, you know who is Supreme Lord, but there is no practical implementation. In Ashtanga yoga, this is very difficult in this current age. Out of millions of people, 1 or 2 will success. But bhakti yoga is easy to practice, and which is the topmost in the yoga ladder system, and which will take you to the ultimate path. The next 6 chapters we are going to talk about the bhakti yoga, which is the topmost yoga system in the yoga ladder. So there are many mountains, many peaks. Every peak or every mountain has its own level of height. But which is the topmost? Which is the topmost peak? If you take Himalayas, in the Himalayas, so many mountains are there, so many peaks are there. Which is the topmost? The topmost is Everest. Similarly, there are so many yoga processes. There are so many paths to understand the Supreme Lord. There are so many paths to go back to Godhead. But which is the topmost? The topmost is Bhakti Yoga. And till now, we learned the 6 chapters. The first chapter is Vishada Yoga. Arjuna was in lamentation. And second chapter explained about the identity. Krishna is telling that you are not this body, you are the soul. And third chapter, Krishna is explaining the duty. You need to do your duty. And the fourth chapter is explaining know who is who, what is what. And fifth chapter, how to apply your results, how to renounce your results. And the sixth chapter is talking about how to meditate and connect to Supreme Lord. And seventh chapter onwards, 7th to 12th chapter, it's talking about the Bhakti Yoga, how to connect, how to establish, and how to make that relationship super strong, which will never detach, which will never fall down. So the lessons what we learned from this chapter is mindfulness. The very, very important thing is mindfulness. One should be able to control the mind. They should react. They should be mindful what they are doing. Their act should be controlled. Niyama, yama, niyama. You should try to reject unfavorable things and accept favorable things. Number 2, accept. Krishna accepted Arjuna. Arjuna rejected this process. But Krishna understood. He accepted. Yes, this is difficult. But you need to practice it. So Krishna did not force, oh, you need to do. But he gave some tips how to do that. And third lesson is that spirituality is a science. Some people will think like that Bhagavad Gita is a sentiment or some faith. No, it has a science. It has a science. How to control your mind, how to control your senses, how to enlighten your intelligence, how to go to next life. It's a big science. It has step-by-step process. And with this process, there is no loss. No loss. Sometimes if I ask someone to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra or come to the temple or come to the classes, they will say that, oh, no, oh, my 1 hour time will be waste. I am super busy. If I lose 1 hour, I will lose $100, something. But this yoga process, this bhakti process, there is no loss. The materialistic process is everything is lost. People will work hard day and night and will earn millions of dollars. Complete loss. How? They will not carry to the next life. Mrityu sarvaharascha. They has to leave everything and they has to go. Complete loss. Even though they know that, they will work like that. But whereas this yoga process, this bhakti process, there is no loss. Even though if you do little, it will carry forward to the next life. On top of that, you will take a birth in a wealthy family or aristocratic family. Suchitnam Simatam Gehe. Even if you stop in between. Why fear? No need to fear. Just do whatever, wherever you are. Just try to do and try to be better, more advanced in your self-realization path, in your God-conscious path, and try to move forward. Don't think like that, others are not doing, I'm doing wrong. No, they are ignorant people. So we need to realize and we need to move forward and try to purify ourselves and try to near as much as possible. Time reveals. Sometimes people will say, these people are wasting time. These people are not enjoying, or these people are not doing anything. They're doing only bhakti or only yoga. People will think like that. But over the period of time, whoever is practicing this bhakti process, they are the ultimate gainer. They don't lose anything. They will lose only unnecessary anxieties, unnecessary bad habits, unnecessary bad associations, all unwanted things only they will lose. Everything they will gain perfectly. So this bhakti process, this yoga process, all benefits only, nothing wrong. Sometimes people may expect after doing 1 week, oh, why I'm not getting a great job, or why I'm not getting a lottery ticket, something like that. They'll expect immediate result. But if you are practice, you will be the super success person, both materially and spiritually. So we should practice, we should not give up. And again, I would like to summarize in this chapter. Krishna is explaining the process of Ashtanga Yoga, how to practice, how to control the mind, what will happen to the unsuccessful yogi, and who is the best yogi, Dhyana Yogi, Jnana Yogi, Karma Yogi, or Bhakti Yogi. So Krishna concluded that Bhakti Yogi is the topmost. Why he is topmost, we'll see in our upcoming 6 chapters. Very interesting chapters and very important chapters. Cream of the Bhagavad Gita. So don't miss next 6 chapters and try to adopt it and try to improve yourself. Try to move forward. Don't fear. Don't think like that the bhakti process, yoga process is time waste, or you are losing something. You are losing only bad things. Everything is gain. Whoever is in Krishna consciousness, they are the most fortunate person. They are the most fortunate person. Number one, he was able to control his mind. He can give up all his bad habits and bad association and bad things. Number 3, he will become a better person, better family member, better son, better father, better citizen. He will be better in everything. And he will be very dear to Krishna. And he will grow in his bhakti in this life. If not, some reason, if he fall down, he will continue in his next life. Thank you very much. Over to Simheshwar Das Prabhu. If you have any questions, you can open up. You can ask any questions, not only related to this chapter, any questions that you have related to Krishna consciousness in the bhakti process, we can discuss. Any questions?
Thank you, Hare Krishna, Gopikantha Prabhu. Thank you so much. Very nicely taking the Dhyana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga processes, what Krishna has revealed to Arjuna, and how one can attain to that topmost yoga, that one who always keep Krishna in the heart. That's the key of how nicely Krishna is driving through to come to that stage. Meditate upon Krishna, completely take Krishna, and situate in Krishna consciousness, always understanding all the other aspects that we went through in the Karma Yoga. It's a very nice chapter, the culmination of the Karma Yoga. And the process of the Karma Yoga is meant to come to this stage. Let's think of Krishna. So nice, isn't it? Every action, whatever we do, whatever we perform, or think of as an offering to Krishna, understanding that Krishna is everything. So, dear devotees, this time, if you have any questions, any comments, any concerns, reflections, any realizations, please go ahead. You can have some discussions you like. Otherwise, you should be completely convinced by the Puji's class. Great, thank you. Seems like everybody is convinced. Your class, thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, taking everybody to the next level of.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhu, then Prabhu, all good Prabhupada. Very nice, Gopikantha Prabhu. You give your slide very nice. You explain very nice, and the determination you bring the point. This is much coming in the mind. Yeah, determination is the key. Yeah, thank you so much, Prabhu, for sharing that.
Okay, so thank you so much, and tomorrow we'll continue this. Today is the Nirjala Pandava Nirjala Ekadashi. I think many of you taking the fasting, so we don't want to keep you wait. Tomorrow morning, the fast breaking time is very short. It is starting from 10:16 to 10:25, only 9 minutes. Usually, some Ekadashi fast breaking time are very limited. So please be keen on breaking that time to have the full benefits of having this Nirjala Ekadashi. Further to that, tomorrow evening we'll be having a class. We'll be starting this section, Bhakti Yoga. So we're going through this Karma Yoga and Dhyana Yoga. So now tomorrow's chapter is how one can, the sixth chapter is culminating that one should always keep Krishna in their heart. Yoginam abhisarveshu matgadendaratmana vruttavan bhajade yoma same yuktatamo madaha. He is the greatest of all yogis, one who keeps Krishna in his heart. So next chapter onwards, Krishna is revealing how. Always remember that Bhagavad Gita addresses this very nicely, 3 questions like that. What, why, and how. Okay? This is the real knowledge. This is the absolute knowledge. And this completely eradicates, clears the doubts of everyone. Naturally, we have these questions, right? Kim, that how, what, and why. So this gives that answer. So Krishna gives this answer that giving this wonderful knowledge, transcendental knowledge, and tomorrow's chapter is titled as the knowledge of the absolute. So when one understands the transcendental knowledge, the knowledge of the absolute, then only we can properly situate in the pure consciousness of the Lord. Otherwise, now in this chapter, Krishna was revealing how one can control the mind, but Krishna Arjuna saying it's very difficult. So then practice and then detachment. So how one can practice on detachment? The weapons of knowledge. Detachment happens. The weapons of knowledge are weapons of detachment. So secrets of that, the weapons of knowledge and detachment is revealing the tomorrow's chapter. So humbly request everybody please join. So this takes us to the really that real spiritual level, transcendental level, and it's amazing. We would realize that when we go through these chapters of the verses again and again and again, how deep it is. What an ocean it is. It's an ocean of nectar. It gives us the full of nectar. And immortality, the sweetness, eternity is full of bliss. It's everything. Scripture, transcendental scriptures are also considered as Krishna himself. Bhagavatam is Krishna himself. Bhagavad Gita is also Krishna himself. He himself speaks. So one can worship Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. So we have to take in that spirit. And always you must have noticed that when we take a scripture, we take the scriptures on our head because of the position of the scriptures, especially the Lord, is not below to us, it's above to us. So everything we should take it in that spirit. This is beyond our perception of prameya, right? So please take this seriously and understand this, our constitutional position, what we are, how we are, and why we are, right? So this gives us wonderful, wonderful understanding, transcendental understanding. And especially on this Ekadashi hearing this more sweeter. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for taking to that level. Hare Krishna. Okay, so we will conclude. Yeah, if anybody has anything, please go ahead. Okay, so we'll conclude then today's session. Thank you so much, Gopikantha, for our class. Let's pray together. Vancha kalpatarupasya vasindhu adidanam pavanebhyo namaha Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaudiya Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Gaura Premanande Hari Hari.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Wonderful class. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Wonderful
Krishna.
class, Prabhu. Thank you. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you, Gopikantha. Thank you. Hari.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.